What's going on, everyone? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So we have finally received all legendary draws and mythic draws for this season. So it's high time that we rank each and every single legendary weapon that got released within this season from worst to best. So I actually haven't done this for a few seasons and I do kind of regret it. But, you know, as of right now, I do have time now. I'm pretty much done with the semester of school. So I'm pretty much focusing all my attention into YouTube as for right now until the new semester starts, which is like in a month or two. So unfortunately, this time around, we are only having 4 legendaries to compare and, you know, just rank because we didn't get access to the AK-117 draw that we were supposed to get access to a few seasons back. So unfortunately, yeah, they were not ready to release it for this season, but Garena did get it from what I heard. I don't know if that's true, if someone could kind of like confirm that for me in the comments. Yeah, because I really want to know that. So yeah, anyways, we're just going to be ranking the Crustpunker SVD Toxicant, the CBR4 Amoeba, as well as the new crossbow Kinetic Electricity. So starting off number 5, we do have the Peacekeeper Crustpunker. This was actually one of the first weapons to have both a mythic and a legendary weapon, but I will say the legendary counterpart for the Peacekeeper Mark II just wasn't the best. Honestly, I think the Fennec Venom Coil was a good legendary for Fennec, and I know that one also did have a mythic variant with it. Of course, with this one, like I said, there's not really a lot of good features to it. I mean, yes, it looks good only if you really have like completionist camos. It is a little colorful. The reactive effects aren't really much. It's something that you could barely see. There are parts where it is lit up, like the bottom of the magazine, but of course you can't really see it unless you inspect the weapon, which is something, well, specifically in a match, you're not going to really have time to do unless you're waiting for the match to start. But with all of its bad qualities, there is one decent quality, which is the iron sight. It's a little less obstructing than the original iron sight, and you know, you could actually compare it between the Peacekeeper artifact, but it's still, I still believe it's not really a lot. I feel like it zooms in a little bit too much. Maybe that's just a placebo effect, but yeah, that's just me. So now moving on to number 3, we do have the crossbow Kinetic Electricity. So this was released yesterday alongside the legendary Outrider draw. And like I said, it is an absolutely amazing legendary, especially for a secondary weapon. I would say it's one of the best ones for secondaries. Unfortunately, it is for the crossbow, a weapon that is barely even used. I can tell you guys with absolute confidence, I have not been killed by this weapon since it got released. So yeah, it has been quite a while since I've actually faced a person with this weapon. And for the most part, I tend to kill them more than they even have a chance to kill me. But of course, the lack of use is not the reason why I put this in number 3. Besides all that, I mean, with all the effects, all the death effects, all the animations towards the bowstring and, you know, the chamber and everything, it's still not really good enough to compete against the ones that we have, such as the SVD Toxicant and the CBR Amoeba. But still, it is like hundreds of miles better than the Peacekeeper Crustpunker due to its more vibrant effects. For the number 2 spot, I chose the SVD Toxicant. So like I said, the SVD Toxicant is probably one of my most favorite sniper legendaries in this game so far because of just its effects. Of course, there is the downside of, you know, making random noises whenever you switch the weapon, and even when you do kill a person, they seem to have the same sound effect. And honestly, I think that's a major downside in my opinion because it is kind of annoying for the most part. But, you know, the appearance does make up for its annoying sounds, I will say that. What I like the most about the weapon is actually just the aura around it, and just how well the effects look. It kind of gives you that Beerus God of Destruction type energy that you would normally see from Dragon Ball Super. Despite the noises, I do like the death effect as well. They pretty much turn into like this phantom-like version of a scorpion. And you know, having a death effect like that is very, very unique. It kind of gives you those old Foxfire vibes from the Arctic 50 legendary. So yeah, the SVD Toxicant is a pretty solid sniper legendary. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. Of course, unfortunately, this is probably the best skin that the Dragunov will ever receive because I don't really think there was a single skin in Modern Warfare 2019 that gave the SVD any sort of good look. So I think it's a good idea to take a moment and just think about that. So finally, moving on to the number 1 spot, we do have the CBR4 Amoeba. This was the mythic for this season. And I know a lot of people aren't really talking about this weapon, and mainly because it's not really, I guess, meta material, but it's still very good as a SMG. And I know, you know, a lot of people don't really like this mythic skin because if anything it feels more like a legendary, but you know, there are pretty good qualities to this mythic weapon, like the death effects. So the death effects are probably the most animated out of all of the mythic weapons as of right now. Of course, a lot of you guys can argue that the Morning Star does have some pretty good death effects, and I will agree with you there. I mean, I would say it's the second best, but as time goes on, you know, mythic weapons do evolve more and more. I mean, let's take a look back to the Fennec Ascended, right? You did have multiple death effects, which were limb dismemberments, but they're only in different colors. But now we have completely different death effects. One where it, you know, with the Morning Star, one where it kind of shatters like glass, and then you have another one where they kind of get sucked into this little crystal. The same goes here, but with a little bit more effects going on with it. I will say this though, there are not a lot of physical effects that you could really notice, with the exception of that little amoeba that's in the container as your ammo. But for the most part, you know, like the color and the vibrancy, I mean, it's amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on the amoeba. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Obviously, everyone has their own differing opinions. But what fascinates me the most about the amoeba is the fact that it kind of shows you how far mythics have come ever since season 11 of last year. That's something to think about. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mobile content. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.